Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. Today will be a fairly quick video where I'll be providing some tips on how to effectively use the Supreme Star Amulet passive Star Shower. Let's get right into them. So the first tip is that you should know what activates it. The passive is triggered by both boost and mark tokens, not just one or the other, so it might help to know what bees contribute to this in case you want the passive to trigger more often. On the screen is the list of all the bees that contribute to the passive in some way. This is a fairly basic tip, but the best way to use the passive is to actually get it to activate, so I figured it's worth covering. The second tip is that the passive will always take place in a corner. You may think the location of the star is random, which it is in a sense, but it will always be in one of the four corners. This might help prevent the passive from being a surprise. The third tip is that you should keep an eye on the current boost or mark total. This might seem a bit obvious, but it's definitely worth noting. It's especially important to do during a boost because otherwise it might be too late by the time you notice it and you could miss out on a few Inspire stacks. The fourth tip is that you should memorize the order in which the stars fall. The stars will fall in the order that the green discs appear on the field, so memorizing how these discs appear will make it significantly easier to get high Inspire stacks, and makes the whole passive just generally less frustrating. Tip number 5, the disc hitboxes are bigger than they appear. The small discs may be a bit intimidating to new users, but it's really not so scary. As you can see here, you can stand a bit outside the discs themselves and you'll still earn the Inspire. It does take some getting used to, but it's definitely worth keeping in mind to build high Inspire stacks. Tip number 6, haste is definitely important. This is another obvious one, but I think it's still worth mentioning. If you have this passive and don't usually have a high stack of haste during a boost, I would highly recommend getting a few more bees that produce haste. The passive becomes way easier when you actually move, especially when the discs are spaced apart. Tip number 7 is that you should look for clumps of discs. Not always, but often, discs will clump really close together and even overlap. These groups are the absolute best way to earn Inspire without risking anything. Keep an eye out for them when discs are still appearing, and make up your mind quick of the general area you want to stay inside while the passive is active. And the 8th and final tip is that Inspire tokens can double the duration of your Inspire. This is another one that might be kind of obvious, but it's definitely useful during boosts. If you get a ×6 stack of Inspire from Shower and see an Inspire token, wait until that ×6 Inspire is nearly up before you gather that Inspire token so that you can get the most out of that high stack. It basically doubles the effectiveness of the passive and just makes it ultimately way better. So definitely get used to this. I would probably do it a few times outside of boosts so you're ready for it, but yeah, definitely keep this in mind because it can make a huge difference. Alright, that's all the tips I have for this video. Please like the video if you found it helpful, and if you have any tips of your own for this passive, absolutely be sure to share them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!